Hello, this is John, and this is another installment of my talk on this human rights violation. And I'm going to make this a little more concise and shorter. I'd like to bring people's attention to the fact that I am 100% isolated. And this includes since 2003 interference with housing. To an extent, in 2003, I did not know that this had anything to do with anything other than bad luck. In 2005, they started to interfere with my social life. They started to steal cell phones to rid me of associations with people outside of the confined social circle that they had established in 2005. The guards in the building that I lived in, that I moved to in April of 2005, were used. By late 2005, all the people in New York that I would only be associating with due to the eventual stolen email account and stolen contact information paper were by 2005, the late 2005, were already initiated into this program. Maybe RBC wealth management job from association with this operation from the cousin. Prior to that, he was at Leg Mason. And when I went to look for a job in early 2006 in Guangzhou, this was the facility and the people associated with it were commandeered by this, and I was they were basically told, allow him to come to the training program. Some of that falls into harassment. Certain stage situations were done using the setting. And then I didn't get hired. And at the same time, there were things being done in the social realm that were to fall in favor, instead of falling in favor of this, okay? But I want to focus on anything that I try to initiate, like joining a class, volunteering, getting a job. Every job has been, first of all, I've become limited because people are manipulating me, my family, to locate here and there. So when I came home to Aspen, Colorado, my life had changed. I know what's going on. I know something very strange is going on to me. They had punctuated guilt you partied with these people on the weekend and you're bad. But it was done in such a very cruel and orchestrated way, hitting me from all sides. At the same time I'm isolated, at the same time I'm upset, at the same time I'm having people enter my apartment. Wherever I go, anything can evolve, meaning somebody will be sent to tamper with my bag, do staged indirect conversations that are directed at me. So it was, I knew something was going on, and then, but nonetheless, I was trying to maintain some sort of level of acting like nothing's happening. So, of course, within this confined and limited state that I found myself in, I did try to get a job, and every job would fall into being corrupted for situation. Nature's Classroom, November 2006. Heidelberg Cafe in Laguna Beach. I worked for one day. 2006 August, or maybe that was October. Bates Troy Industrial Laundry Service in Binghamton. That was the entire setup. The higher management was involved in firing me and another individual that I was supposed to pair up with to look for another job, but it was all part of this orchestration. Volunteering, I volunteered for food not bombs in Binghamton. I was lured into the place with people coming out right when I was walking by, handing out waiting signs. So I went in. Not everybody in the facility knew what was going on, but when I started to go there every Sunday morning to help prepare, there were certain things done, and especially seating arrangement, and it had something to do with degrading themes of a sexual nature, as well as preparation for this was not allowing me to sleep in my artistry apartment, which was about 1.5 blocks away. And then while I was in my apartment, before I would go for about 3 hours, had somebody pounding above me and vocalizations in the hall to annoy me. Hey man, what's up? Right outside my door. So I mean, this is a psychological operation. So if they're going to do some harassment to make you anxiety well up, whether it's a conditioned state they're trying to put you in, something they've already conditioned you to, or something else, just to make you feel and look unstable. They're going to weaken you by doing stress, whether it's in your home or whether it's in a cafe. So pounding, noise, applications that torture the flesh of the body via microwave, via classified weapon systems based on electromagnetism and radio frequency possibly. So that's it. So I was in New York and talking about extracurricular activities because I didn't have a job and I had all this money. I was confined to spaces where I was allowed to function socially, so these people were informed of what was happening, and they would be used it sometimes, but it was a subtle interference, but it was enough to make it that they couldn't be my friends independently of this operation. I could have had a girlfriend, I could have blogged, I could have had a group of Chinese people to help practice my Chinese. I could have had, but I could have gotten online and had a tutor. I could have tutored myself. Nothing, when your housing is infected the way that the Pacific Hotel was infected, there's not much you can do. You're just trying to act out some peace. Within one day, you're trying to act out peace, a peaceful situation, a unexpected state. But these weapon systems gather information, gather from the brain, and this is what is so sinister. They use your brain and your brain to base their activity to create a living hell for you. I don't think there's any more. It's unprecedented. It's horrible. The only thing that's helping me now is being in New York and doing things that I've established myself to help me hold on to the secure person I was, which they had tried to erode in Binghamton, New York, by taking my books and leaving me in Binghamton, isolating me and isolating me with harassment, and also an anti-anxiety medication. So they plummet your brain with frequencies in so directed ways that you can't even look at the world the way you used to. You don't realize that. You've had trauma. You've had tons of trauma. You have no association outside of people who are informed and under lock and key control and of this organization or the human rights violation. So when I take this energy, the more I take it, the more I live the life. I read various papers. It's something I've always done. I expose myself to things that I'm used to, that my goals remind me of my own life, that are interests to me. And these two things in conjunction give me, I think the meditation has a lot to do with it. I'm able to get out of this dog with a tail between its legs and get some self-confidence. And self-confidence wells up. And instead of being stunned by a group of people, in my mind I can just look at them and say, you guys are stupid. There's 5 of you sitting at that table. You come in here, probably you have money handed to you, and the only reason all your activity is focused on me. And of course, perhaps you had to eat food, or you were going to go out for beer or coffee or whatever it was. But these people commandeer you. You're getting some benefit. For some reason, they're able to inculcate a standardized demeanor. For the last 8 years, here in New York, dozens of people, 2 to 3 to 4 to more dozens of people every day. Strangers, 2 dozen, 3 dozen. we'll say, and in some cases more. I would have to say that they're using these weapon systems. Everybody involved. I can talk more on that, but it's neurotelepathy, NASA. It comes from the space. Part comes from the space exploration that NASA. They need to get read the bioenergetics, the biological state of the bodies that were in space. So there's no cord. There's no EEG, so they used something similar to satellite frequency. In the 1970s, there are articles from the 1970s that are from legitimate sources of science-based and academic-based literature, and these were warnings about satellites may be used in the future to attack people. So I came across a few of these articles when I was in Binghamton, but it took me a long time prying into the Broome County archive periodicals on their database, and I printed one or two. There's nothing on the internet, so the source of this, which is in the umbrella of the DoD and the Pentagon, well, I mean, they hide everything. There's articles I've written, there's articles that I've read by academics in the 1970s about North Korea and how the CIA would send people in to tell the academics, don't publish that article about North Korea. And they create, this was, and I can't seem to find those articles anymore. So, I mean, that shouldn't be anything. If you want to find anything on the NFL, or Nirvana, or Springsteen, the Holocaust, Madonna, sure, that's out there. But if you want to, if you would like, okay, I'm going off on a tangent here, but that, okay, it's Friday night. I hope everybody's happy.